Please take your seats. We're going to get started. Thank you so much for joining us in this first of we're bringing it back to the in-person award ceremony. So we've been virtual for a few years now, so we're very excited to be able to do this in person this year and to really recognize the students and faculty and staff accomplishments over the last year. So to begin with, I'd just like to recognize some of our esteemed guests that are here. I would like to first recognize any administrators that may be attending today. If you could please stand and be recognized. I noticed Dr. Dusan Mr. Dusan from Facilities is here, and we saw a few other administrators. If you could just rise and we could say hello. Thank you so much for attending our event this year. We appreciate it. And I would also like to recognize if there's any advisory board members that are here tonight, if you could stand and be recognized. I didn't know if we had any guests today that were able to come this evening. I also wanted to mention that everybody should have received or can get a brochure that's at the door. And it lists our advisory board members as well as the administrators and faculty and staff and the graduating seniors and lots of other information about our accomplishments over the year. I would like to give our condolences to one of our advisory board members that has passed away this year. So Dr. Dromrick was a pivotal member of our biomedical engineering advisory board who passed away last fall. He was a great mentor for our faculty and supporter of the new program, seeing us through our first ABET accreditation. So he will be sincerely missed, and I wanted to make sure to acknowledge his participation and support of our programs. Next, I would like to introduce the Dean of the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, Dr. Devidas Shetty.
Good afternoon. I am Devidas Shetty. I am the Dean of the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. And it is my pleasure to welcome you, the students, families, faculty, and other friends of the school to this award ceremony. It also gives an opportunity to recognize our graduates. In fact, congratulations to the graduating class. As President Mason has put it, we are the only public institution in the nation's capital dedicated to high quality education. We are committed to discovery and contribute to addressing fundamental challenges in order to improve the quality of life in our community. Last 2 years, we got to know new ways of operating due to partially virtual nature of our business. We commend you for your patience and resilience for the remote experience throughout the pandemic. And we are proud of your ability to respond with excellence. I have never observed a graduating class that has been called upon to step into the future with more purpose and hope than yours. While a lot has certainly changed during your period of stay at UDC, it is my hope that years from now, when we look back at this unprecedented time, we remember not the moments we lost in the face-to-face interaction, but the way faculty, staff, and students all rose up together to imagine a better system, a system in which we defined ourselves with resilience and community spirit. The issues like COVID-19 or the current war in Europe is teaching us how a crisis of global proportion can impact all of us. It also reminds us of the inherent ties between the people in the world. As engineers and computer scientists, our charge is to build, restore, and transform to meet the demands of our society. Looking at SEAS, I want to thank all the faculty, staff members of SEAS for their dedication. SEAS leadership team, chairs, program director, chairs Dr. Kate Klein, mechanical engineering head, Dr. Behera, civil engineering head, Dr. Kote, the electrical engineering, Dr. Esther Rosasania. Recently she stepped down as a chair of the electrical engineering. Dr. Wellman, chair of the computer science, Dr. Jiang, Don Jong was the acting chair of the computer science, and also the program directors of each programs. Like Dr. Lara Thompson, program director of biomedical engineering, Jian Zhu, program director of mechanical engineering, and Dr. Don Jong, program director of computer science, Dr. Hagani, program director of electrical engineering, Dr. Hicks, program director of civil engineering, and also program director of master's program, Dr. Mahmood in electrical engineering, Dr. Lili Liang in computer science, Dr. Wang in civil engineering, and Dr. Tyagi in mechanical engineering. All of these have done outstanding jobs. So when we look at our programs, like in the recent past, we have a lot of progress. So we started new program in computer engineering, which is starting right now. And already I see a lot of interest in the applicants in the computer engineering program. And this is in the Department of Electrical Engineering. We also are starting a new program in cybersecurity, very much like focused to help the residents of PC and the region, which is a new BS program which is starting in fall. We also have this new PhD program which we started about 3 years ago. This is the 4th year in its existence, which has grown, which has become very selective. And it has gone to I think about, we have nearly 28 to 30 students in that program, and we are likely to graduate the first set of PhD students later this year, most likely in fall. In addition to these programs, we also have this accelerated program which we started last year, not only in electrical engineering and computer science, but also in mechanical and civil, which gives opportunity for the students who are undergraduates to sign up for master's program as undergraduate student. So they can finish both bachelor's and master's program in a record time. So this is a growing program. In addition to that, this year, the past year, we had this accreditation visit, and all of our programs are accredited by ABET, the main board which accreditates the engineering program. One new program which got accreditation is biomedical engineering this year. And biomedical engineering which we got accreditation is the only program among all the HBCUs. So ours is the only program in biomedical engineering. There's a sort of distinctions here. We have worked on developing new labs. Some of you have visited the labs today. NASA supported lab on thermal management and advanced manufacturing. The lab is funded by NASA. And the second one is the Army supported lab in drones and advanced robotics and autonomous system. Some of you have visited the biomedical engineering lab. Some of you visited the nano manufacturing lab. Our machine shop is under construction and expansion. We are also setting up a high precision microscopy lab. And also we are in the process of setting up a cybersecurity lab. So it should come on board by next year. We expected to demonstrate a vehicle, electrical vehicle, which is a hybrid vehicle which we had been working with the Anacostia School, where our students and the faculty have acted as mentors. So that model was right here, but just this afternoon they have moved it to Anacostia School to take part in the competition. And this competition is taking place later, I think, on Saturday. So our role was to mentor this school, because under President Mason's direction, we are very much involved in Anacostia region and Anacostia High School. So this is one such program where our students are getting involved in the local high school. What is distinct about the SEAS program is that we prepare students to varieties of career opportunities through a combination of hands-on work like theory and practice, exposure to state-of-art technologies, and the possibility of undergraduate research before they graduate. That is a distinction. Because our faculty members have quite a lot of research funding, so we involve undergraduates, they do research and they write papers actually. So a number of students who are in this audience have papers published even before they graduate, and some of these papers are in conferences, some are in journal. Some of the highlights are like one of the main thing which has happened recently, so I'm really excited to talk about it. One of our faculty members has got this Llt Waterman Award, which was announced earlier this week by National Science Foundation. Dr. Lara Thompson, who is Associate Professor of Mechanical Engineering, Program Director of Biomedical Lab, has been nominated, and she is receiving the award. And the main function will take place in May. And this award is so distinction because in the 40 years of history of that, this is the first time one faculty member from a HBCU is receiving the award. So it's a very prestigious award for people who are in the early career to show promise in research. So congratulations to Dr. Thompson. The second thing which happened this year, or recently, in the last couple of weeks, is the AMI National Design Competition. You are familiar with that. Yeah. And this year we got the first prize. We had it's an interdisciplinary team, and we will hear a little more about it a little later. In the past years, we had received second prize, but this year we were able to get the first prize. The other distinction is the mechanical engineering program at the University of District of Columbia has been ranked #1 in the annual ranking based on the affordability and quality. And this organization evaluates all these programs. And we have the distinction of being #1 in that. And we are also involved in creating job-oriented programs. Like we have a Cisco program, a very well-established. Number of students who are in the information technology or computer science sign up for the Cisco program, go through the courses, take those courses, some of them are part of their curriculum, and they take a test and then get that Cisco certification, which gives them a lot of job opportunities. Similarly, we have set up programs with Amazon Next, which program is just starting, there are scholarship opportunities. We have also done that with Microsoft Azure, where the program is actually giving lectures to the students, and it has also taken off. So our faculty members are not only doing research, but now they are trying to apply it. So there are a number of provisional patents are coming out from the research of the faculty. So in addition to that, I think we have a lot of great career opportunities for the students' internship. We assist them to get this internship. They go to national labs, they go to Johnson Space Center, Oak Ridge National Lab, in Albuquerque Jet Propulsion Lab. You have NASA centers in Goddard, Maryland, Naval Surface Warfare Center, to name a few. Because of our program, they don't have to apply them, but they can apply through our program. That is the distinction in this. Our students have been winning competitions. They participate in national competitions and win top awards, just like the one, apart from the AMI competition, they have won in the NASA rover competition, steel bridge competitions by civil engineers. Students have won paper contest. This year, civil engineering group have been very active this year. They won the Concrete Solutions Conference, Water Resources Conference, Geotechnical Conference, essay contest. Computer science students have excelled in cyber security hacking competition also. And they have been getting good jobs, internship opportunities in top companies like Intel Corporation, Boeing, Google, Boston Scientific, using patent office. Patent office somehow has been attracting a lot of our students. Lockheed Martin, NASA, Naval Research, of course, Raytheon. In fact, our keynote speaker was able to meet one of our past graduates here. So it was nice that he was able to come here. In fact, Dr. Behra, chair of the civil engineering program, says that 50% of current civil engineering students have already job offers. And several graduate students pursue graduate programs. About roughly 19 to 20% of students pursue master's program outside in other universities. And more students are passing EIT and PE professional licensing exams. We continue to make progress through achieving national recognition, not only through curriculum and competition, but also through faculty research and grants. And right now we have about 33.3 million ongoing research grants, or they're all active. I want to thank the directors from the Office of Sponsored Programs for assisting us in this effort. So we have about 5 national centers, and we'll talk a little more about it a little later. But one is NASA Center for Thrust Center for Research in Nanotechnology Research. Another is an NSF Center for Nanotechnology Research. Second one is NASA Center for Advanced Manufacturing. Third one is Department of Energy Consortium for Advanced Manufacturing. Then we have a program with National Institute of Standards, so NIST program on professional research. And there is finally the last one is NIH Star Center for Assistive Rehabilitation. So we have a lot of research going on in addition to this in other organizations also, as you can see here. It is not only NSF, DOE, it is Department of Homeland Security, NSA, EACL, several others. So for example, some of our faculty members, these 4 centers are it takes 50% of our grants, but other 50% of grants comes from several faculty members getting grants from different organizations. So for example, Dr. Max Dennis has a research grant for the US Army Combat Capabilities Development Command, awarded excellence focused on acoustic and seismic sensing of urban environment. Dr. Don Jong from Computer Science is working on the collaborative research on multidimensional uncertainty awareness with a deep learning environment. This is from NSF. And then our recent new faculty, Dr. Shetty from Mechanical Engineering, has a different type of grant, STTR grant, which encourages creating a business. So which is a novel additively manufactured cooling system for a wide range of high heat density power and electronic applications, which is from NASA. From the computer science, Dr. Thabet Qasim has a grant which is focused on workforce development for new generation of cybersecurity system. Dr. Wagdi Mahmood from Electrical Engineering has a grant on workforce development for the next generation in cyber physical system. And there is a multidisciplinary team led by Dr. Wang from Civil Engineering, involving faculty from other departments. They are able to acquire a top quality dual beam scanning electron microscope by which they can do research in several areas. CS computer science faculty, Dr. Oloduni, is using artificial intelligence to understand the impact of COVID on Black community and then predicting some new tools. Dr. Wellman, chair of the computer science, our colleagues are leading NSA program to enhance capability in cybersecurity. Dr. Thabet Qasim has a Microsoft grant, mainly supporting the students to encourage computer science and computer engineering. Dr. Hagani and the team are working on post-development for the 21st century smart grid workforce. Dr. Jianji Zhu and Dr. Hagani continue the implementation of NASA Mars Human Exploration Program. And then we have a Department of Defense program on a research program on creating nano-enhanced phase change material and loop heat pipe enabled thermal management system. Mainly it will help you to cool a system which is used in high temperature application. And Dr. Wang, Li Bang from Civil Engineering has 2 major grants in risk assessment in the face of flood hazards and also risk and resilience into integrating it into undergraduate education. And then Dr. Pomkote is researching on use of machine learning for security and intelligence funded by Department of Defense, ARLIS. Dr. Amir Sharania, whose lab some of you might have seen, is working on the acquisition of advanced robotic autonomous vehicle technology for research in smart grid system. And also he has got another research program on predictive models for wind penetrated power supply using Bayesian approach. Dr. Azam in civil engineering, he's working with the College of Agriculture and Urban Sustainability on the development of a new optimal geothermal system for urban agricultural sustainability and food security. With support from Department of Defense, Dr. Mian Zhang from electrical engineering, working on optimization, clustering, classification of photothermal measuring system. So these are like general grants in addition to the centers we have. So our industry interaction has been going up, and our senior projects are main examples of industry interaction, like working with Oak Ridge National Lab, Kansas City Nuclear Plant. Dr. Tyagi is improving the surface quality of advanced manufacturing components, so which is a tool, and he's also working with a company called Y12 on developing a nanoscale chemical sensors for radiation environment and sensing. So it is going from research to further to deployment. And Dr. Zhu, Jianjin Zhu, is working with this company in Pennsylvania. They are developing efficient cooling system for the satellite. And Dr. Thompson is working with the NIH, mainly setting up new labs, state-of-the-art lab in balance and fault-related area. So overall, this industry partnership has helped us to grow, and especially the new PhD program, because a lot of these grants are directly going to the students who are in the PhD program. So they have the opportunity to do independent research with faculty as a part of their academic program and get financially supported. There are several scholarships, internship, and job opportunities from which students can receive additional support. Now, looking at the pandemic and ongoing war, it clearly shows that whatever engineers and computer scientists do is going to matter more than ever. As you start working in industry, you will see the impact of Industry 4.0 tools, AI, sensors, cyber-physical system, cognitive computing, robotics, 3D printing, Internet of Things, big data analytics, and new construction material, nanotechnology. So in fact, honor functions such as this is a wonderful way of for our school and the community to recognize and celebrate the choices and sometimes the sacrifices you have made. But I believe that what you should make you and your parents the proudest is not the actual honor itself, but what we have done to get it. So we at UDC are constantly being recognized for the values that have defined who we are: academic excellence, focus on well-being of our students and community. So on behalf of SEAS, I have no hesitation in saying we are most proud to have you represent in the world. As engineers and computer scientists, graduates, our charge is to build, restore, create, and transform to meet the demands of the age. I am sure UDC graduates will be in the forefront, leading what can and must be done. Okay. So congratulations to the class of 2022, and I want to really acknowledge the excellent support our students, staff, and the administration has given us in our growth. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean Shetty, for those opening remarks. Next, I'd like to speak about our esteemed guest, Dr. Ashley Hudderson, who will be speaking about professional partnerships. So let's see, this fall we were offered the opportunity to become a full-fledged student chapter of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers through their new HBCU pilot program. This professional society connects students and faculty with resources, mentors, scholarships, competitions, workshops, conferences, and networking opportunities. Dr. Hardison is a native of New Orleans and has completed her undergraduate training at Spelman College and later got a certificate in health policy and did doctoral work at Meharry Medical College. Her postdoctoral work included a fellowship at Georgetown University Cancer Center's Office for looking at health disparities and minority research. She was a AAAS fellow in engineering education, and during her postdoc at Georgetown University, her interest in exposing and helping minority students navigate their STEM careers flourished as she accepted an adjunct position, affording her the opportunity to teach and advise undergraduate and graduate level students. It was during this time that she decided to turn her sights completely to diversity and inclusion issues within STEM education and embark on a career that would allow her to make meaningful contributions to diversifying the scientific workforce and empowering those interested in STEM, regardless of their background. Currently, Dr. Hardison serves as the Director of Engineering Education and Outreach at the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, where she leads the Engineering Education and Outreach Department, where she plans and organizes and oversees the implementation of education programs and defines ASME's role and impact in K-12 STEM education. We'd like to have you say a few words about professional partnerships.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Klein. I didn't know she was going to give a bio. That's me. But, and some of you may also, you probably heard the last name Hardison. My sister is a professor in the biology department, so it is two of us, and some people say we look alike, just in case you're confused. But good afternoon, everyone, and as mentioned, my name is Dr. Ashley Hudderson, and I'm the Director of Engineering Education Outreach at ASME. I would like to thank Dr. Klein and the Engineering Department for this opportunity to share and discuss the benefits of partnerships with professional societies. ASME has been engaging with professionals in engineering for over 60 years, and we truly know the benefit of partnerships and networks. As the engineering field becomes more competitive and is increasingly affected by evolving technologies, it's crucial that engineering stakeholders work together to develop up-to-date curriculums and opportunities for engineers at all levels. Despite the challenges of the past 2 years, it's never been a better time to be an engineer and to raise up the next generation of engineering leaders. Today, engineers are playing a vital role in the restoration of public health and the fight against COVID and other medical challenges. Engineers will remain on the cutting edge of technology breakthroughs with innovations in additive manufacturing, bioengineering, and contributions to engineering policies on Capitol Hill, just to name a few. And all that we do, it is the partnerships and networks that allow the work to flow cohesively. Some of those benefits of these stakeholder partnerships include keeping current on industry trends and best practices. Professional societies provide a host of opportunities for training and learning related to resume trends and employment strategies. These lifelong learning opportunities allow professional society members to stay current and be forward-thinking so that they can stay well-informed about career industry developments, innovative practices, and leading-edge trends. Professional societies also allow their members to participate in a variety of networking opportunities. You'll hear me say that over and over in this speech because networking is very important. Professional societies provide a platform for members to interact with other professionals and expand their organization's professional network. As Dr. Klein mentioned, this past year, ASME developed a pilot program where we wanted to strengthen our relationship with HBCUs. And this was not just something we did haphazardly. We were intentional about our outreach. We were intentional about reaching out to faculty, deans, students repeatedly over and over again at HBCUs that have mechanical engineering departments. We saw that there was a gap in our engagement and our participants, our members. And so we wanted to fill that gap. We wanted to address that. We know that there are innovative thoughts and ideas and trendsetters and leaders at HBCUs, and ASME knew that they were doing a disservice to themselves by not reaching out and strengthening our engagement. And so that is the program that Dr. Khan mentioned, where we sought out various HBCUs, there are 8 or 9 that have mechanical engineering departments, and we came in and we really wanted to provide opportunities for networking, scholarships, mentoring, professional development as a whole to these entities. But we didn't come in with a prescriptive plan. We came in asking questions, seeking to learn. What is it that we can do as a professional society? How can we help support your students, support your faculty? What can we offer at our unique position in this engineering stakeholder group that would help to benefit your institution, your faculty, and your students? And so with that, I stress the fact that societies provide opportunities around mentoring, awards, and scholarships. There are plenty of opportunities to continue your career, whether academic or in the workplace, taking advantage of the opportunities that professional societies offer. So as you continue along your career, either academic or professional, I implore you to stay connected to your professional society and take advantage of all the benefits that they provide. I know we at ASME make it our mission to continue to support the important work of educators, parents, industry leaders, and students to help engage and foster a sustainable engineering future. Thank you.
Dean is going to introduce our keynote.
So it is my pleasure to introduce the keynote speaker, Dr. Amanda Hardison, who is a Senior Director, System Assurance at Raytheon. She is actually the Senior Director of System Assurance within the Mission Assurance at the Raytheon Intelligence and Space, a business of Raytheon Technologies. Dr. Goodson ensures that the mission assurance is a technical partner that integrates progressive strategies and provides cross-functional solutions to achieve mission success. Prior to this role, she worked in the Raytheon Missile and Defense Program Management Excellence, known as PMX, as a senior manager in the Strategic Initiatives Organization for Business Operations. She also held multiple roles of increasing responsibility within the former Raytheon Company Missile Systems business, including PMS, Business Operations Manager, Staff Executive, IT Process Integration Director, and Quality and Mission Effectiveness leader for 2 product lines. Before joining Raytheon Company, she was at NASA as a senior executive for safety and mission assurance at the Marshall Space Flight Center at Huntsville, Alabama, where she led an elite team of agency experts responsible for assuring the safety of the space shuttle propulsion element. Dr. Goodson has years of experience leading and managing people and complex systems. She is a certified R6 expert, certified coach, speaker, and author. She was named the Federal Government Supervisor of the Year and selected as Tucson's Woman on the Move. Tucson Woman on the Move. She has received the NASA Exceptional Service Medal and the Southwest Alliance Leadership Award. Dr. Goodson holds a BS in Electrical Engineering and MS in Management and Doctorate in Church Leadership. She is the Chair Emerita for the Advancing Minorities Interest in Engineering, AMI Board of Directors representing Raytheon Technology. So Raytheon is very much in the news, and we are interested and we are excited to hear from Dr. Goodson.
Thanks, Dean. Thanks, everybody, for welcoming me in here today. When I got on campus, this is absolutely amazing. I was going up to go to some of the tours, and the elevator opens up, and who's there? Your president, Ronald Mason. And I didn't recognize who he was, so that was kind of funny with the people that were with him. And then he goes, "And you are, ma'am?" I said, "I'm Amanda Goodson from Raytheon." "And you are, sir?" He says, "Ronald Mason, president." I was like, oh, wow, how awesome. So we're gonna have a good time today, is that okay? We're kind of quiet, so excellent things that you all are doing, so thank you so very much. Good afternoon. Again, you heard I'm Amanda Goodson. So nice to be here today from Tucson, Arizona, where yesterday it was 102 degrees, where the sun does not quit. And so thank you for letting me be here. For those that are on the podium, for those out in the audience, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you, B. Shetty, for inviting me, and Ann Langford, who was my person, boots on the ground, to tell me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So I'm glad and honored for that. So I'm a fellow HBCU grad. I went to Tuskegee University, so that's exciting for me to be here at an HBCU. And you heard my work with advancing minorities' interest in engineering. I need somebody on the front row. If you would time me 15 minutes, tell me, raise your hand. Can somebody do that? Okay, you'll do that. Raise your hand and say, "You have been up here for 15 minutes. I've been given 15 NFL minutes, which means that I get a chance to speak for 20. And so after that, I'm gonna have a seat." I said we're gonna have fun. Is that all right? Good. All right, so thank you so very much again for having me here. I'm really, really excited. Let's go to the next chart if you don't mind, please. What I want to do is start by saying congratulations to you, to the C's annual honors, and also for your ceremony that recognizes the achievement of faculty, students, and several categories. So I'm just honored to be in the room with you today, and hopefully there'll be something that I'll say that will allow your mind to expand. I certainly learned a lot being in aerospace and also technology, working on intelligence systems as well as propulsion systems, tightly coupled systems. It was a lot of fun, and I continue to do that. I chose to take the leadership path. Some will choose to take the technical path, and either one of them is right, but it was right for me to take the leadership path, so I got a chance to lead a lot of great people. What I'd like to do now is we go to the next chart. I want to show you a video about Raytheon Intelligence and Space, and also Raytheon Technologies.
Every day, the future unfolds. And every day, we rise to meet it. Pushing farther. Thinking bigger. Creating technologies that are ready for today's challenges. And forging tomorrow's path. That help propel. Protect. And perform above all. Every day, the future unfolds. For our customers and our world. We know because every day, we're helping to build it. Raytheon Technologies, the future of aerospace and defense.
Wow. So you heard I'm gonna walk. I had asked if I could walk, so if it's okay for me to walk. If someone doesn't want me to walk and stand on stage, can you raise your hand? I'd like to recognize you. Cool. Everybody's in, and you're going to be the person to tell me I have 15 minutes. And so, like you heard, I work for Raytheon Intelligence and Space. I live in Tucson, Arizona, but we have different sites, different places, and we are hiring. If someone wants to send me an email, abanda@raytheon.com, shameless plug there. And so, again, what we do is work in intelligence and space. My job is to help to make the products that we build for our customers, to make them better and to make them function according to how we want them to function and how our plans say that we will function and our requirements, just quite simply. And so I run an activity for our business. We have over 33,000 people in our particular site, and I help to facilitate work that those 3,300 people do. We go to, we're at the next chart already, good. So prior to coming to Raytheon, I worked 20 years in NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. I was an electrical engineer from Tuskegee University. I was hired as an aerospace engineer because they were looking for aerospace engineers. So I went from being an electrical engineer immediately to being an aerospace engineer overnight, just like a blink. And so it was awesome. And so I started off working on control systems and working also on a cable harnessing that goes into the manifest bay for the space shuttle. And I remember this man, he came to me, he was like 3 levels up, he was so tall, and he would give me work. And every time he would give me an assignment, he would find something wrong with it. How many people have experienced that with your teachers? You do something, you think you've done your best, and you go and you present it to them, and then you did it wrong. So my goal was to go into his office, and the work that he had given me to do is for me to go in there, and he would not have a question, and he wouldn't find anything wrong. How many people know that that didn't happen much? That I had the goal every time. I studied at night, I did my charts and that kind of thing, and then I was gonna go to his office and he was gonna find what I did superb, and he was gonna tell me it was perfecto, and that he was glad that I did it. That didn't happen much. But what did happen, one time he called me in his office. He says, come and have a seat. So I went and I had a seat in his office, and he says, what job would you like to have in your future? Remember I said he was like 3 levels, 4 levels up. I thought long and hard about it, about 30 seconds. I says, you know what, I think I would like to have your job. Then I thought about it. I says, ooh, I want you to get promoted, though. I don't want you to have to leave. I want you to get promoted. And then what I want to do is to get your job. And he had the highest job for safety, reliability, system safety, maintainability, quality assurance, industrial safety at Marshall Space Flight Center. And so he says, are you serious? I'm like, yes, I am so serious. He says, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to do jobs nobody else is willing to do. You're going to have to go and do things that nobody thought they could do. I'm going to have you to go from city to city. I lived in like 4 states. While he prepared me, he took me on as a challenge. He says, I was looking for somebody that was willing to work hard, that I could leave my legacy to. He sponsored me, and he sent me, and I worked on every propulsion system that's known to man. And I know that's archaic to you guys, because you're like, what? How old are you, lady? But let's just go with it. This is recent history for some of us, and for some of you never heard of a space shuttle, but they did exist. And so I worked on every element of the propulsion systems for the space shuttles. And I remember when I got that job, people looked like me didn't get jobs like that. And people that got the it's called senior executive service. You go to DC and you swear that you will not do anything against the country and all that kind of thing for a federal judge. And I swore in, and I was assigned, what you do is they assign you those jobs. And so I was assigned that job. And after a few years. And so I was 36 years old when I got that job. That was just like unheard of to be at that level at 36 years old. And I would go down to space shuttle launches, and I would look to my left and I looked to my right, and there weren't people that looked like me. As a matter of fact, the people that were there, they were like 55, 58, 60, 62. They were ancient to a 35, 36-year-old. And I was looking like, oh my goodness, you guys really are mature. And so now that I have become mature, I have a greater appreciation for those folks that were sitting with me. But what I did was, I worked my last 7 years working on space shuttles. I was over space shuttle propulsion for safety and mission assurance, that job that I told you about, which afforded me an opportunity to go to 33 of all the space shuttle launches, over 25% of every space shuttle launch that flew. And what I would do every time is I would go on console, I would drive out the NASA Causeway, we would fly down to Kennedy Space Center. We have all kinds of activities to get ready for space shuttle launches. I would drive there. Our job started maybe 10 to 15 hours prior to, while we were putting the locks and the gocks into the tanks. And I would get a call, it's okay, we're not scrubbing for weather or anything like that. I would go down. I drove down and got myself ready like I normally do all of those 33 times. And so what I would do, as you've seen on the TV, I would sit there with the headphones on. We had these elaborate setup. It's probably not elaborate to you today, but to us it was elaborate. Just go with me. We would see the space shuttle astronauts driven down the causeway, and then they would step into this enormous vehicle, and they would strap themselves in. Average, you would have somewhere between 5 and 7 astronauts that would fly in a space shuttle on a space shuttle mission. And so as I'm sitting on the console, as we call it, and looking out, I could see out these louvers because we were in a building. Of course, you've seen it on TV. And I was one of the ones that got a chance to do it. Not the only one, but one of the ones. I was just very, very blessed for that. And I would hear over the intercom system over my headphones, Marshall Space Flight Center, Safety and Mission Assurance, are you a go for flight? And I was one of the ones that got a chance to say I was a go. Clear my throat, we're a go for launch. And then after a short, brief hold of the countdown clock, you know what happens next. I would hear 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and liftoff of America's space shuttle into elliptical orbit above the Earth. And what we would do, we were watching all of the telemetry, we're looking at everything that's going on, and we would peer out the louvers, and we would see that space shuttle go in a trajectory up to orbit, going over 17,500 miles per hour, 7 million pounds of thrust, going and taking fuel every 30 seconds, the same size of an Olympic swimming pool, going 10 times the speed of sound. And as we continue to go up, then we would hear a few minutes into launch, are we a go for throttle up? And Commander, you're a go for throttle up. And then we would throttle up the engines. We would go to 104% of its normal capacity as we escaped atmospheres as we know it in this Earth, getting into an exo-atmosphere orbit. It only took 8.5 minutes for the space shuttle to get into its orbit. At that point, remember I said I was responsible for propulsion systems, and we would high-five each other, we would go downstairs, and the ceremony meant that we would eat white beans and bread. Go look it up, I don't know where it came from, maybe you can tell me, but I would go and I would have that, and we would eat, and then within an hour, then I would fly back home to Alabama. Wow. Little girl from Decatur, Alabama, did I mention that? Well, my teachers thought that she couldn't do it because of the way I looked. And I was a girl. Somebody needs to recognize how important you are to the future of what we're doing across the globe. And you are making an indelible impression on us, on eternity. And we need you, no matter how you look, to make a difference. So go to the next chart. This next chart is me. How many people have seen the movie Hidden Figures? All right. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go see it. It's about several ladies, African-American ladies, that made a difference in the space shuttle program. This is me standing on stage, and I got a chance. We had a special debut of Hidden Figures. And somebody says, oh, they called you to ask you what they... No, they did not call me. They just called me to come and introduce the movie because of the work that I did with the shuttle. So I got a chance to go and introduce the debut in one of the theaters where I live for the Hidden Figures because of the work that I did with NASA. They knew I worked on propulsion systems, and they thought it would just be really, really nice for me to introduce the movie. And so what I'm doing is I'm introducing you to your movie because your future now is starting to begin, and the world as you know it is starting to emerge in a way that you never thought that you could. You heard that I've written books. I've written over 25 books and workbooks that are published. You can go on Amazon and get them if you like. The one, Astronomical Leadership, talks about my time working on space shuttles and how leadership is very, very important, and how you participating with leadership is astronomical. And so I just want to say to you, I want to introduce you to your movie because you're right in the middle of a scene. You're right getting ready to step into the next scene. You're getting ready to step in the next dimension of what purpose means for you. I am honored to be in the room with you because you are part of my destiny, and hopefully something that I say to you will make me a part of yours. I am so excited about your success. I'm excited that Dean asked me to come today. He had no idea that she was going to come and take that mic and stand in the middle and not stand behind that podium. What is she thinking? I wanted to see you eye to eye to let you know that you're very, very important to me, and I hope that you will be important to the work that you'll bring to bear. I know some of you will continue your education, and some will go into the workforce, and I just want to say thank you. In my book about mentorship, where I talk about the purpose and the power of mentorship, it's very, very important to have mentorship. You heard me talk about sponsorship. I'm going to get to that. As we go to the next chart, I want to talk to you about mentorship. When you go into your next levels or next dimension of success or whatever it is, or goodness or I-ness, I tease my husband because he used to have a droid and now he has come over to the I side. And anybody got something to say? We got somebody over here. You got the NASA worm. I love that. That was one of the former things. If you see the t-shirt of the NASA worm, can you please stand if you don't mind? That's called a NASA worm. Turn and let everybody see you. It looks like a little worm, and I walk through the meatball to the worm, and this, you didn't know that, did you? You're like, why is she calling me? I can't wait till she's done because I've got a word for her. Don't call my name. So we went from the NASA. I went from the NASA meatball to the NASA worm. So in my book, the purpose and power of mentorship is very, very important. I call it, you should have what I call 7 up. So we think that one person is good and, can help us out. And I say you should have a mixture of 7 mentors, a mixture between mentors, coaches, and sponsors. And so how many people have a mentor? All right. How many people have coaches? How many people have sponsors? How many people have no idea? Good. We're going to talk about that today. A mentor is a person that is technically deep in a certain area. They understand the category in which you work, like electrical engineering for me, or aerospace engineering for me, and leadership for me. And they understand the depth of doing the job and the breadth of doing their job. They will yoke up with you, and they will hold arms with you, and they will tell you how to do your job better. Now, I don't want us to walk into a workforce and think they know everything, because I am a living witness that you don't, and there's always somebody that knows more than you, and be okay with that, because it does not mean you're not smart, does not mean you're not intelligent and not good. It just means it is time to learn. And so that's what a mentor will do for you. They understand the depth of the job. They have been there before. They know what's going on. They can point you to the answers. If they don't know how to get the answer, they can point you to the person that does. Let's go to the next turn. How many minutes do I have? Am I close to 15? I'm at 15? Almost. I got how many more minutes? Before 15? 20, oh, see, they don't even, all right, there you go. Thank you. I'm glad both of you all are looking, keeping me 23 seconds. I could probably right at 15. So that means I got 3 NFL minutes. So coaches are people that will ask you questions. What do you think? And so they'll ask you clarifying questions. They'll see something within you that they're looking to pull out of you to cause a beautiful outcome for you. That's what a coach does. They'll pull that out of you by asking clarifying questions, framing the reference for you. Let's go to the next one. A sponsor is a person that has your name right in their pocket. They have your name, as we say, at work on your badge. They take you into a room when you can't go into the room. They represent you when you cannot be represented anywhere. And that's what happened to me, and thank you, if you can turn around. That's what happened to me with my gentleman. His name is Wally Bunn. He became my sponsor. He put me in a room when other people said that I couldn't. As a matter of fact, when he take me in the room, he says, why don't you give that job to Amanda? They said, Amanda doesn't know anything about it, and my sponsor says she doesn't have to know because you do. And so you'll help her to learn this, and you will show her the ropes, and you will do that now, won't you? Now, that's what a sponsor does. Let's go to the next chart, because I'm moving fast. I am on the journey. And so here are some final thoughts. And excuse me for looking away. I need to look at this. I didn't bring my notes with me. because I have plenty of them. All right, decide and plan. Decide that you're going to be successful today. Promote yourself now. It's not talking about look at me and how good I am and that kind of thing. It is a mental thing. Change the way you see your future. Drive towards excellence and wisdom. So that means that you press the gas towards excellence. You press the gas towards wisdom. You push for that for yourself and seek precision. I put precision. I missed this. For those that understand MSA, for those that are in analytically done your statistics and that kind of thing, gauge R&R. So you need precision and what? Accuracy. I didn't put that up there. Precision and accuracy in every direction. When you make a decision, is it precise? Is it accurate? Is it precise? Is it accurate? If not, then what you do, you adjust. You know how to do that. Navigate the ridges and obstacles. We're going through a crisis. That's what some people think. You know, crisis in some cultures does not have a word. Their word is opportunity. So I want us to start thinking as we triangulate and doing things, instead of it being a crisis or an obstacle or a ridge, what it does is an opportunity. Find a solution with passion. Don't be part of the problem. How many people are part of the problem? Oh, good. I was going to say stand up. We want to recognize you. We are solution-based. And we are solution-focused. We are people that bring solutions because we've gone through a lot. So promote yourself, like I said early and often. Let's go to the next chart. And I'm done. Here's what I say. Your purpose to be great. Your destiny begins with passion and attitude. Greatness is a frame of mind and a belief system that molds your character. What you believe will mold who you will become. You're working on the next 5 years and the next 10-year model of your own self. So whatever you think will start to emerge, and that's what will grow. And so the destiny, or should I say the success we experience, depends on your mental image that you hold on. What that you hold on in your mind. That must have been my time. That you hold on in your mind. What I want to say to you, honors, are you a go for flight? Say, we are a go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off of UDC's best of class, best in kind as you go into your future. Give yourselves some applause. Thank you. Yeah, Dean Shetty was saying that if you don't have a job yet and you'd like to have one, Amanda at Raytheon.com, send me your resume, Amanda at Raytheon.com, and take a selfie, send it to me, because I'd like to show you to my leadership. We got over 2,000 jobs that are available. If you don't have one already, or if you don't like the one you might have, then you may want to come over to Raytheon. All right.
So Dean Shetty will now introduce some of the recognition of the research centers.
As I said before, we have 5 national centers. These are federally funded centers. There is a NSF center on nanotechnology, which is called CREST Center. So we want to actually recognize the contributions of the program leader. The program leader of the CREST Center, NSF CREST Center, is Dr. Pawan Tyagi. We would like him to come over. So this center had been in existence for the last couple of years. It is a 5-year grant from NSF, which is renewable. It is $5 million. So number of students are involved in that. They were able to work on research. They were able to publish. They have been able to publish in journal and conference papers, develop new technology, and it is ongoing. We are right in the middle of it, and we'll also apply for extension. Thank you, Dr. Tyagi. The next one is a partnership with the NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology, which is a $7 million grant for 5 years. So we are in the middle of it now, and the program director is Dr. Kate Klein. The next one is Dr. Tyagi again, which is a consortium, and we are the lead institution. The other partners are Hardison and the other industries, and we are also in the process of renewing this grant. And as a part of this grant, the students are working with companies also, and in fact, they have job opportunities. Some of our graduates are actually going to join those companies. Thank you, Dr. Tyagi.
Yeah, I wish I could return it back to Dr. Shetty because he's in the foundation of all this.
The next one is Dr. Jiajin Zhu, who is the program director of the NASA grant, NASA CAMSTAR Center, which some of you have seen today. And this program has extensive application. Number of students are involved, undergraduate, graduate students, and the research is being developed. We are also working with companies. We are working with partners, NASA partners. Students are getting partnership and then internship in several NASA centers. Some of the research is resulting in patents, provisional patent applications. There is a possibility of commercialization. Several papers are being published, both in journals as well as conferences. And we have a center where there are postdocs working with us, and then research scientists are working with us. So we are at the first phase of the center, and recently there was a visit from NASA to look at the progress we have made. They were very much impressed. Thank you, Dr. Zhu. The last one is for the NIH Center on Rehab, and then it is called Specialized, Distinctive and Modernized Technological Center for Assistive Rehabilitation and Research for Dr. Lara Thompson. And I don't think she's here. It's a $5 million grant, which is mainly equipment oriented. When it is fully installed, we will have state-of-art research facilities in varieties of area related to rehabilitation. So we acknowledge the contribution of Dr. Thompson.
And now for the much awaited portion where we recognize our student honorees and graduating students. Dr. Ososana will be presenting those awards.
And now for the Students' Awards, as we celebrate our bright and brightest students. We will start with the dance list. Students on the dance list, undergraduate students who earned a cumulative GPA of at least 3.0, an intern GPA of 3.3 or higher with no incompletes, no Fs, no Ws, while earning a minimum of 3.6 to 3.79 while enrolled full-time during the full 2020, spring 2021 and fall 2021 semesters, with no incompletes, no Fs or Ws. Could I ask these high honor students to please rise and be recognized, the high honor students. Students. Undergraduate students who earned a cumulative GPA 3.0 to 4.0 while enrolled full-time during the fall 2020, spring 2021, and fall 2021 with no I's, no F's, or W's. Could the highest honor students please rise to your feet? Undergraduate students who earn cumulative GPA of 3.8 to 4.0 while enrolled part-time or full-time during the fall 2020, spring 2021, and fall 2021 semesters in college-wide courses with no incompletes, no F's or W's. For the part-time highest honor students, please rise to your feet and to be recognized. Straight A students. Straight A students, as your name appear on the screen, will ask you to please rise to your feet and remain standing. As I call out the names of top students, we would like you to come to the stage and receive your award. Top students, as I call out the name. Top students, these are freshman students who earn the highest cumulative GPA in college-wide courses. Sophomore students who earn highest cumulative GPA in college-wide courses. Junior and seniors who earn highest cumulative GPA in college-wide courses. In this category, Claudia Bahama Lopez, major mechanical engineering freshman student. Please come to the stage. Next up student, Musa Tesfaye, computer science, freshman. Mawuzi Uzano, mechanical engineering sophomore. Uzano. Nathaniel Bicali, computer science junior. Adonai Brandon Bolania, mechanical engineering senior. Gatanfe Yoma, computer science senior. And that completes the award for our students. We could also ask graduating seniors of 2022 to stand on your feet and be recognized.
Now I would like to thank you, Dr. Ososanya. So we are going to announce some special awards now for our graduate students. The first one goes to Adelaide Barry. In recognition for his outstanding service as a teaching assistant and tutor. The second award goes to a graduate student, Stephanie Fuentes, in recognition for outstanding service as a teaching assistant and mentor. Is Stephanie here? Okay. Oh, she's coming. Come on down. Here, you can shortcut. Go ahead. It's okay. Just go this way. Our next award goes to Twardros Mamo, in recognition for outstanding service as a teaching assistant and tutor. And our final graduate award goes to Jaime Rios in recognition for his excellence in research, mentoring, and service to the community. To recognize the graduating seniors. We actually have them, their names up on the screen. Any graduating seniors, please stand. Civil engineering Master of Science. Computer Science, Bachelor of Science. Computer Science, Master of Science. Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Science. Electrical Engineering, Masters of Science. Information Technology, Bachelor of Science. Mechanical Engineering, Bachelor of Science. Mechanical Engineering, Master of Science. Now I'd like to ask to the stage some of our recent students who have been awarded with first place in the AMIE Design Challenge. Now this challenge is a special one that we like to recognize because it is school-wide, so we have participants from biomedical, computer science, mechanical, civil, all the different disciplines students can participate in this competition. And this year, we've placed previous years seconds and other places, but this is the first time we've ever gotten first place in the design challenge. And so this is out of the 12 HBCUs that have engineering programs. We have placed first, and we would like to recognize the students if they could come up, and perhaps their mentor, Dr. G. Chen or Max Dennis, if they're here. Please come up and be recognized. So these students have earned a $10,800 check. Their presentation is also posted on the UDC YouTube channel, so you can view their presentation there. It's only about 5 minutes long, and it's available on YouTube. You may have noticed in your programs that there is a couple of pages of awards, and this is by no means extensive, but we would like to invite all students to please email with any additions, omissions, or edits so that it can be posted on the C's website. But this will just list some of our student awards: publications, scholarships, internships, job placements, and various accolades. So we have 2 student speakers this year that will be presenting the closing remarks for our graduating class. The first speaker I'd like to bring to the stage is Andamaya, better known as Mariah Randriel Bolalona. And I'd like to say a few words about Mariah as she makes her way to the stage. Mariah is a senior mechanical engineering student, hails from Madagascar. I don't know if many of you know that, but we have some students from Madagascar. And she's been the president of Society of Women Engineers for several years now. And I've seen Mariah really transform in her outlook and confidence and abilities as she has progressed through the curriculum here. Since her freshman year, she has demonstrated a deep learning and drive to solve real engineering problems, from her creative freshman robotics project to cleaning the metro tracks to keep our trains running on time, to her senior design project, which will be presenting tomorrow on the design and development of passive thermal management systems for electromechanical actuators of all electric aircrafts. So we would like to congratulate Mariah on her journey, and would like to hear what she has to say, and welcome her to pursue her career in additive manufacturing and thermal management.
First off, I want to say thank you for that warm welcome, Dr. Klein. I also want to thank the SEAS department for choosing me to be one of the speakers for this event today. I feel extremely honored to have this opportunity to share some closing remarks, most of which will be sappy, so bear with me. These last 4 years have been an extremely emotional journey for me. They have been some of the most difficult years of my life, but I can honestly say that with confidence, although these have been the most difficult years of my life, these have also been the best years. And I'm extremely thankful to have been able to spend them here at the University of the District of Columbia. I'm so proud to be here today to graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, something I never initially thought I would have pursued up to this point. I would also like to say a special thank you to my family that took the time to come here today. I wouldn't be here without you guys. You have helped me in more ways than one. You are one of my main sources of motivation to continue working as hard as I have. You've never given up on me, even in moments when even I wanted to give up on myself. So, Mom, Dad, Jaquit, Michael, I made it. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me and all the sacrifices that you've made up to this point. I also wouldn't be here today without the support of all the faculty members who I've had the pleasure to get to know, especially my faculty mentors. Dr. Klein, thank you for being such an amazing role model for me. You are the first woman in engineering that I ever had exposure to, and you inspired me throughout all the 4 years that I've had at UBC. Maybe more than I think, actually. I've had a few people call me Mini Dr. Klein because my workflow and work ethic and desire to help others is very similar to yours, but it's a big compliment. But in all seriousness, thank you so much for guiding me during my undergraduate years. Dr. Sherry, I would also like to thank you for your friendship and mentorship. You have pushed me beyond what I thought I had the capability to do and inspired me to continue to pursue my master's in mechanical engineering. Lastly, but not least, I would also like to thank my classmates. Thank you so much for all of the Pop-Tart, Snickers, Kinder Buenos, and peanut butter M&Ms you guys have bought me over the years to support my semesterly cravings. Thank you for your constant support. Thank you for all the memories that you have given me. My favorites have always been the ones where we've worked on our assignments together till late in the night, 2 to 3 in the morning, or staying into the machine shop working on our projects till late, or even trying to figure out why we decided to procrastinate our assignments we should have finished days before. But really, I had wonderful memories here, and just this week alone, for example, I went on a field trip with some classmates to get some brazing rods for a project, and what should have taken an hour to do took about 3 hours because we were touring around Beltsville, Maryland, but I wouldn't have spent those 3 hours any other way. It was really fun for me. You guys are all like a second family to me, and I'll really miss seeing you all as much as I had during these last 4 years. Hope will remain BCFFs, best classmate friends forever, so let's keep in touch. And to all the graduating seniors and to my mechanical engineering class that I had the pleasure of spending the majority of the last 4 years with especially, I want to say that I am super proud of all of you. Your hard work and determination has gotten you all here, and I have no doubts that you will continue to be great in everything that you choose to do in the future. As for my underclassmen who are here today, I have a few nuggets of wisdom I want to impart with you all during my last 4 years here. So the first one here is, you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. This quote by the motivational speaker John Rome holds so much truth. You are greatly influenced by the people you choose to spend time with, and they influence your thoughts, mindsets, behaviors, and self-esteem. Surround yourself with people who can learn, surround yourself with people you can learn from and push you to become the best version of yourself. Surround yourself with people who you aspire to be just like, so that you will also continue to thrive like them. The second one is to find a mentor within the school, preferably a faculty member or an upperclassman, so they can guide you whenever you're struggling or need advice. That's definitely a really big one. The third one is to prioritize self-care and mental health, because this is something that will honestly make life so much better for you, and it'll make doing your work a lot easier. I can tell you that, honestly. The fourth one is to learn to get out of your comfort zone, because growth requires discomfort. There are also going to be some occasional failures, but don't be fearful of them. Instead, learn to not let these failures set you back, and instead approach them as a learning lesson. And the fifth one here, which will be the last one here, is no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So make sure that you don't forget that and be confident in yourself. Always, always. I hope these words are useful to you all as you finish the rest of your time here at UDC. And thank you again, and again, congrats to the graduation class of 2022. Let's give them a clap.
A little gift for Miranda. Just wanted to say, so a little backstory on this. We were up late one evening here at UDC. I had received a gift from a former student of these macarons, and they actually they have a store here in Georgetown, but they ship in from Paris. So these are a present from abroad. So the next student speaker, Justin Ann, who is a MA senior as well, but comes from Jamaica. He is the president of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers and has really projected us forward in this path with the HBCU pilot this year. Justin has also inspired us to seek real challenges from his first semester here at UDC in my class, where he designed the Turtle, which was a robot that was the only one to employ water to put out a fire autonomously and protect a house from burning down. So you now have moved on to bigger and better things with your senior design project entitled The Design and Development of Low-Cost Arduino-Controlled Biomass Ventilator. And so we hope to hear more about that tomorrow. But both Justin and Mariah were part of our first cohort of accelerated bachelor and master's students, and are planning to be joining us in our master's program this fall.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I'd like to say thank you, Dr. Klein, for wonderful remarks. So I'd like to start off by saying families, faculty, alumni, members of staff, esteemed guests, and fellow students, a pleasant good evening. I would first like to express my thanks to the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences for giving me this opportunity to speak with you all. As mentioned before, my name is Justin Ann, and I am part of the Mechanical Engineering graduating class of Spring 2022. To all my fellow graduates here today, congratulations. You've made it. We've made it. And we could not have done it without the help of our support systems, whether it be in the way of faculty, family, or friends. To all of them, I say thank you. Speaking of making it, I'd like to speak about the story of how I made it here today. I began my journey here at UDC back in fall of 2018. I received the opportunity to attend UDC on a full tuition scholarship. And since then, I've been involved in several research, competitions, and extracurricular activities. I fondly remember the first day of classes. Like almost every new class, we started by introducing ourselves. Imagine the class when I said, "Hi, my name is Justin Ann, and I'm from Jamaica." Suffice to say, a lot of heads returned that day. In 2018, I was suggested by Dr. Klein to join the team for the Advancing Minorities of Interest in Engineering Design Challenge. This was the first competition I had joined since I came to the United States. Our team consisted of 6 members, with a faculty advisor being Dr. Nayan Jen, and we went on to bring home 3rd place that year. In 2019, my good friend Kimani Brown, here on the stage, revived the American Society of Mechanical Engineers UDC chapter, to which I was elected treasurer. Being part of ASME introduced me to various resources. It improved my confidence and helped build my career. In 2020, I had the opportunity to research with Dr. Max Dennis for a research experience course. The research that we did for that course was about the image-guided flexible needle steering into biological material. It sounds like a hard topic, but we were able to extensively learn how to use various simulation software to successfully pass the course. And I continue to use that software in my research today. In 2021, I researched with Dr. Dennis again, and I was able to research about the quantitative assessment of tissue stiffness using transfer learning ultrasound elastography. We submitted our research to the 93rd Annual National Technical Association Student Symposium, where we won 3rd place. In addition to winning an award, we went on to attempt to have our paper peer-reviewed by several organizations. Additionally, in 2021, I was appointed president of the ASME UDC student section. Our student section had the opportunity to become part of an HBCU pilot program, and with it came exclusive workshops, resources, and membership support provided by ASME National. During my time as president, with the help of Dr. Klein and Dr. Shiari, we were able to recruit more than 50 members for the organization, with more members being interested every day. We were able to provide resume development workshops, computer-aided design workshops, and networking opportunities. I, along with other students who were able to attend those workshops, were greatly appreciated. As my time as an undergraduate comes to an end, that does not mean my time at UDC has ended. As mentioned before, I have been accepted into the UDC Mechanical Engineering graduate program, and I plan to continue my research to benefit both myself and the school. I would like to end by saying thank you again to the faculty and staff of the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. I also like to thank my family, who are staying in Jamaica, unfortunately, but I'm glad that I'm sure that they'll be watching this later. And to my fellow students who are working towards earning their degree, I just want to say, you've got this. To most of you, the journey will be difficult. That is, if it isn't already. Many times you feel like you're climbing a mountain with no peak in sight. But I guarantee you, once you reach that peak, the view is one of a kind. Thank you.
We are all ready to be moving on to the next thing. Let's see, a couple of announcements real quick. So just to remind you, tomorrow we have capstone presentations. And those will be in the Student Center Ballroom, and they will be lasting from 10:30, I think, until about 2:30. So, student capstone presentations. And next, I would like to call up Dr. Nicha, who will be giving us his concluding remarks about looking forward.
Thank you, Dr. Klein. To close out the honors and awards festivities today, I would like to add my heartfelt congratulations to the happy chorus of congratulations we've heard so far. Reflecting on the various awards and recognitions earned by all of our students in C's, Dean's List, Straight A, High Honors, Highest Honors, Top Students, Special Service Award, 2021-22 Lockheed Martin Scholarships, Projects, Awards, Internships, Publications, Scholarships, Graduate School Admissions, Successful Job Placements, Graduation. We see that excellence and achievement have multiple dimensions, and they portend of significant things, great things that you will do. Seeing and celebrating so sterling an outcome draws attention to additional dimensions of fortitude, grit, determination, resourcefulness, and perseverance that you had to draw upon to achieve so much in the continuing year of the COVID pandemic and the hardship, uncertainty, and obstacles that it brought. Although it's not yet over, we now do definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel. A degree in engineering or computer science represents not only attainment of knowledge, but practice in learning how to learn, which we hope you will keep doing from now on. More than that, I've always thought that the degree, especially a bachelor's degree, is a kind of acculturation in the profession. A profession of dedicated people who keep thinking, keep trying, and don't give up until they've made this community, this country, this world a better place. Along the way, I trust you have made new friends, built a network and a community of peers to turn to and treasure for a lifetime. The future of technological innovation belongs to you, and you will lead us into it. If yourself of a few years ago were to come face to face with who you are now, your old self would look at what you can do now as, well, superpowers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the DC Extended Universe. If you said that you went to engineering school with Wonder Woman, Black Panther, or Spider-Man, that would actually be slightly less amazing than the fact. How is it that your knowledge and ability have increased by 2 orders of magnitude and you are still you? Well, we're glad you're still you. We've enjoyed getting to know you and benefited from the perspectives that you bring. We also need to recognize the crucial formative role played by the outstanding faculty colleagues we have in C's, dedicated teachers and advisors who lead by example in research funded by high-profile grants from numerous government agencies. Before finishing, we'd first of all like to thank and recognize the inspirational remarks from our keynote speaker, Dr. Amanda Goodson. It's honestly, that was a really remarkable, I think, opportunity that we had listening to Dr. Goodson. I'd also like to thank the staff in C's and especially Ms. Ann Langford and Mr. Hong Ha for their leadership in organizing and putting together today's honors event and program. For the awardees and graduates, we're proud of your achievements. We look forward to hearing back about the amazing new things you're doing. Days like this exemplify the hallowed mission of the University of the District of Columbia. Here's what I wish for you: that you will turn the perspiration of effort into the inspiration of achievement, that you'll turn the prose of engineering methodology and calculations into the poetry of innovation and creation. And I hope for you that you'll continue to prove that the hardest of times can also be your finest hour. Congratulations and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Nisha, for those So I just wanted to remind the students that received the highest straight A honors can get their certificates in the lobby. Those of you that received Dean's List recognition, your certificates, I think, I've been told, have been mailed to you during the ceremony. Emailed to you, sorry. And lastly, can we have a final round of applause for the accomplishments of the graduates and awardees tonight?